Dateline, Pennsylvania, where one city has entered the 21st century 50 years ahead of schedule. Welcome to Punch Bowl, a city built for the space age. Here in Punch Bowl, experimental science and state-of-the-art technology create a futuristic paradise the likes of which have never been seen. This is a city unlike any other, free of crime, pollution, poverty, and other urban blights. Menial labor is a thing of the past, thanks to all the robots who keep Punch Bowl running like clockwork. People can't stop talking about it, and why should they? Punch Bowl is a model of good old American ingenuity, much of it developed by famed scientist Dr. Herman Watt, now a naturalized American citizen working for the good guys. But who's funding this fantastic foray into futurism? Why, none other than billionaire playboy industrialist Andrew Munday. America's favorite rags-to-riches story is the visionary who's calling the shots in this town. At the grand opening ceremony this morning, the world's richest man had this to say.
Here in Punch Bowl, for the first time in human history, life is what it was meant to be, free of all unpleasantness. Why, someday the entire world will be like Punch Bowl, but for now, it stands alone, a beacon of purity and human potential in a world of social upheaval and moral turpitude.
Bold words from a bold man. But perhaps the only thing more unlikely than this orphan's rise to fame and fortune is the city he's built, where everyone is invited to drink their fill of the future, and no one has a care in the world.
Oh my goodness!
Get your hands off my weenie!
Good morning. Is everything okay?
He stole my hot dog!
Well, that wasn't very nice. Stealing isn't allowed in Punch Bowl. You'll have to give it back.
Oh.
If you'd like something to eat, I can show you one of Punch Bowl's many fine dining establishments.
Yeah, go eat something else, jerk! Go on, get out of here! He stole my hot dog!
Oh, my goodness! Oh, my! Looks like he's having some kind of brain seizure. We'd better find some way of relieving the pressure in his head.
My brain!
That is just sick! Wow, you sure calmed him down. He's not even twitching anymore. Oh, silly me. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm a guide bot, here to provide any information you might need during your stay in our fair city. Would you like the full tour? Oh, come on. I can tell by the look on your face. You're gonna love Punch Bowl. Follow me. We've got so much to see. I've got a whole data tape filled with 640 kilobytes of fun facts about Punch Bowl. It'll take us a few hours to get through the whole thing. Why don't we just walk around a bit so you get around pretty well for someone with a gaping hole in his stomach. If you like, we can visit Punch Bowl General Hospital and have that looked at. Good morning, officers.
Be quiet, Guidebot. All right, buddy, you're coming with us.
But, officer, we just started the tour.
The tour's over. We don't want a sick bum in an ugly tie walking around on opening day stinking up the place.
Nor do we actually want to touch that guy. Ugh.
Exactly. So we're just gonna stand here nice and quiet, and you are gonna get in the back of the squad car, and we'll all be happy.
Well, I won't be happy.
We're waiting. Tap, tap, tap.
I guess you don't have any choice.
Huh. I don't see anyone in the back of the car yet.
Where's my partner?
I'm Alex Seropian, Project Director on Stubbs.
I am Matt Sell, writer for Stubbs.
Let's talk about where the idea for the game came from.
Well, we were all trying to come up with game ideas, and no one had any good ones. Mine were the worst of all. And I remember walking around one day, my house, just being sort of despondent that I hadn't come up with anything good, and I was trying to come up with a good action idea, and I thought, oh, where does action in games come from? People running around, chaos in the streets, cats and dogs lying together, the dead crawling out of their graves. Hey! And so yeah, it seemed pretty obvious that it was about time for a game where you could play a dead guy and have him eat a bunch of brains. And so that's, in short, where the idea came from.
Oh God, not like this.
I don't feel like moving around too much. I'll dent the butter.
What is it? Oh, I see. You've got gas. I'll just head over here for a minute while you, relieve the pressure.
All right, buddy, you're going downtown.
Hands where I can see him.
Whoa! Me!
Woo! Have you thought about changing your diet? You really should. Oh, we'll never get anywhere unless you push those fellas out of the way. Walk up behind one of them. Now, give them a gentle shove in the right direction. Wonderful! Now we can continue the tour. Why don't you call your new friends over? First, stand perfectly still and transfix them with your steely gaze. Now purse those lips and whistle. Well done. They're heading right over. Now, we still have a lot to see, and I don't want you collapsing of exhaustion before the tour ends. So if you feel tired or winded or in agonizing pain because someone just ran up and slugged you for no reason, then feel free to take a few seconds to relax and recuperate. You'll feel much better after a few deep breaths. All right? Excellent! I'll be over by the gate when you're ready to tour the green.
Glad everyone in Punchbowl has the same skin color. I fear the unknown.
It's
got one of ours.
eating my soul!
My brain! Chew on my fist. I'm frightened of the unknown and the undead. What? Let this be a dream! I'm going home.
Boy,
My brain!
I'm bringing you in!
I love that arm.
This isn't supposed to happen in Punchbowl! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! This feels not good!
Oh my God! I'll show you what you're killing me.
Sit down! I'll show you what.
What? Oh, that's a dead person!
Oh God! Not like this!
Ow! 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 You can't abandon us in our hour of need. What? My brain! Oh God! Not like this! Ah! Who is
I'm bringing you in! A zombie!
Stop kidding me! We just ate They're gonna
I'd be making better time if I had my own car. My brain! It's just like in that movie about the zombies! I'm too young to die!
I'm bringing you in! I'll shoot every last one of you! I'll show you what for! Stop eating me! I love that orange!
But yeah, that was another idea we had sort of early on, which was civilians as power-ups. So all the civilians you can eat in one bite.
And they're not just power-ups. They go from... They're the only power-up that keeps on giving. Because you eat their brain and they turn into your pal. That was the other... There were a few big ideas for Stubbs that were present right from the very start. One of them was the idea of conversion, that your goal would ultimately be to subjugate and conquer this city by converting as many of its citizens into zombies as you could. And the other big idea, I think, was possession, which is sort of similar in that you would be able to use other people's abilities by possessing them somehow to compensate for one of Stubbs's deficiencies, like he can't get into a certain area, or he doesn't have a bazooka, or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember recently going back and looking at that one pager we had almost 2 years ago, and a lot of the design ideas that were in there stuck.
Oh, there's one!
Getting enough lead in your diet?
I see another one!
I see one of them.
Yeah, Stubbs changed a lot. The character of Stubbs and everything he's doing, the people he's fighting. We went through, I don't know how many different attacks on that idea before we found something that we could live with.
Yeah, man, it was amazing how many concepts we went through just on the look of Stubbs.
That was a long, drawn-out, painful at times process.
Yeah.
Because I think we all sort of had some idea of what we wanted, and it was just very difficult to get that look. Which is weird because it's to look at Stubbs, you would not necessarily think that every detail was painstakingly rendered, but yet we went through probably hundreds of iterations of Stubbs before we got to that point.
What were some of the, I remember having this conversation where we were trying to get inspiration for what he would look like by thinking about like what actors he looks like and stuff.
Oh yeah. Who was on that list? That was a very interesting list.
I remember Buscemi was on that list.
Steve Buscemi was there. Tom Waits was there.
Tom Waits, that's right.
And the Don Knotts. Someone suggested Don Knotts. Alan suggested Don Knotts.
Well, you can see a little Don Knotts in him.
There's a little bit of Don Knotts in everyone, and Stubbs is no exception.
Get led, you undead scumbag! Up! Cut the face!
The monorail is arriving. Please keep clear of the track.
Some
The end is near!
right, we're here at the greenhouse.
Fabulous.
I'm Patrick Curry, the lead designer on Stubbs.
I am Matt Sell, the writer for Stubbs.
And this is a level that Matt and I kind of did together. Matt did the initial write-up for the level and had a bunch of cool ideas about what the various environments would be in it. And then I took that, translated it to the world you're seeing in front of you now.
I wanted to do a level where it was sort of like the second level of another famous game I probably shouldn't mention by name, where you were running around in big verdant hills and stuff. And I thought it might be cool if we did that all indoors, and a greenhouse seemed like the obvious thing to do, especially in Punch Bowl, where everything's all futuristic, and you know they grow all the food for Punch Bowl here. And that was the start of it.
You have the initial write-up for the greenhouse had 3 or 4 distinct areas, each one with their own kind of vegetation, and just through the process of making the game and getting it done, that got whittled down to 2.5. The first area is the large, hilly, outdoorsy area where we introduced the first drivable vehicle of the game, which Matt promptly aptly named.
It's the Sodomobile.
Of course it is.
It's for people who tend the sod, of course. I can't imagine any other interpretation of that name.
And
I don't know what you're thinking, Patrick.
I don't, me either, most of the time. And then the second half of the level, or I guess second 2/3, takes place in what we kind of called the moon sci-fi area, and this is where the experimental plants were grown. And those, you might notice the experimental plants kind of like weeds, they ended up growing through the entire level. But that's because there were some really cool concepts done, and we liked them a lot, so we put them all over the level.
Yeah, the very first original concept was that Stubbs was actually going to fight some of those plants. Some of those plants would be sentient. You have no idea how hard it is to make a sentient plant in the Halo engine, and once you've done that, how hard it is to keep it from killing you in real life. So we took them out for the benefit of all you people out there at home.
That's right, it's for humanity.
Yeah.
And you can thank us by buying more copies of Stubbs the Zombie.
Ooh.